Hi, my name is Ira Carroll, and thank you so much for taking a quick moment to watch this video clip. I'd love to tell you a story, if I may. There was a circus who would travel around the country and visit various cities, and every weekend, they would set up in a new city, set up their big tents, set up the high wire walk and the trapeze and all these wonderful activities, if you can imagine. And in that circus there were elephants, and elephants were raised from very little and trained from a very young age to be a part of this circus and to be part of the festivities. Well, as young elephants, to prevent them from roaming off and to prevent them from getting hurt, to protect them, they would tie them to these stakes in the ground that would then have a chain that would be wrapped around their leg, so that if they tried to escape, they couldn't, because they weren't strong enough to break free from those chains at a young age. And for the first 2 or 3 weeks that it was stuck to these chains, it would try to get away and try to break through. But after a while, because it just wasn't strong enough to break through some of those chains, it would just learn that it wasn't going to be able to break through. So after a while, it would just give up and just kind of realize that anytime that this chain was wrapped around their ankle and leg, that they would just sit there and just wait until somebody took off those chains for them to run around and do their thing. Well, one weekend, this circus was having one of its best shows, and there were hundreds and hundreds of people gathered to be a witness to this amazing, amazing show. And then a fire ignited, and it broke out, quickly burning much of the setup in the tent, and people were scrambling around and running for their lives, and most people got away, and there were elephants who were tied to the chains, even grown elephants. But because they had learned and they were conditioned that anytime they were tied to these chains, they couldn't get away. So as the fire grew and grew and expanded, most of these elephants died and burned to death because they were tied to these chains. And even though they were strong enough to break free from those chains, the early learned limitations that they had around these chains prevented them from breaking free and freeing themselves from this fire, and they died as a result of it. And it's fascinating because we as human beings learn limitations growing up. We learn ideas that prevent us from expressing our true potential. And I'm curious, what limitations might you have learned growing up that are preventing you from breaking free from your own chains of limitations? If you're interested in having a breakthrough in your life and breaking free from those chains of limitations, on March 13th, from 9:30 in the morning to 4:30, we're going to be holding an event. And it's an all-day event, very process-packed, very experiential, that will allow you to break free from some of those chains that have held you back in your life. So visit www.georgeiracarroll.com, go to the NLP Wizard course, and that will take you to the official registration link. I hope to see you there. I hope that this story has really ignited something inside of you that has inspired you to come and have your own breakthrough with us. Thank you so much, and God bless. Have an amazing day.